Peace. My name is Rule Self, Statistical Law. I want to do a little build on today's mathematics, how I see that today's mathematics being knowledge, wisdom, all being born to understanding. What does that mean? That's 12. Today's date is the 12th. So knowledge is the foundation of all things in existence for me. Is to look, listen, observe, and respect. What does that mean, though? It's like, okay, so when you're doing the knowledge to something, it's like you're reading it, or you're researching it, or you're observing it with your eyes. You're absorbing something like a lecture. If you're at school and you're listening to the professor lecture about something, you're striving to absorb the information while you're observing it with your eyes and your ears. You're listening, you're respecting. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge. So if you learn something, like if I learn how to paint a painting, a certain technique of a brushstroke, I learned that. I did the knowledge to this certain technique of a brushstroke. Now I would apply that to the canvas. Right? I would take the brush and I would paint it. I would paint the canvas in with that technique. That's doing the wisdom to whatever I learned, because now I'm applying the knowledge. And the understanding is that it became real, because knowledge exists within the mind. Application is the physical part of the thought. Understanding is the outcome of those two combined. But knowledge is also symbolic to the man, the original man, who is I, or who am I. And wisdom be symbolic to the woman. And so when a man and a woman come together, they create an understanding, which is three, which is symbolic to the child, the best part of knowledge and wisdom. So now, the best part of knowledge and wisdom, in the sense of learning something, is achieving that goal. If I have a determined idea in the mind to create a design for a t-shirt, what am I going to do? I'm going to go and get some research material so I can come up with a good idea on a design. Some references. I'm looking, I'm observing these things. And then I'm going to begin to sketch them out. That's the wisdom. That's applying the idea to a piece of paper. And so when I complete this design and it gets printed on a t-shirt, that's the outcome of knowledge and wisdom. That's the best part of those two elements combined. You know what I'm saying? So also understanding can be, a means of really seeing what things are under the surface. Not taking things on face value. Using your mind's eye to see what things really are. And that comes from doing the knowledge. And then wisdom can also be judgment. So, if I'm sitting back, right, and I'm in a cipher and I'm doing the knowledge, right, and I'm just sitting back, I'm listening and I'm looking and I'm observing, right. And if someone says something that isn't right, now I pick that up because I'm doing the knowledge to it. Now I can go and use my proper discernment or judgment to see how I'm going to approach the situation and say, yo, this is not right and exact. Because a wise man can learn how to use his words in a good, how do you say it, in a proper manner, as to not hurt and offend people. And that way the understanding is still peace. Because when I say peace, it means I have an understanding with you. we say peace together to each other. You know, the 12th letter in the alphabet is L, which means love, hell, or right. You know, sometimes we may choose or think that we're in love with something, and within that struggle to come out right, we go through hell. You know, and I'm going to use myself as a reference point. You know, it took me 12 years from actually initially hearing this knowledge to actually get that spark to where I wanted to reach out and find this nation. And in between that, and that all started with music. So I have a love for music. You know, but in between, what happened was I got caught up in drugs and other situations. And therefore, I lived in hell. There's no hell below us. I, I can hardly believe that there's a hell below. Hell is here. Hell is you make that. You know, it starts here and everything comes out. So, you know, now that I start to recognize these things, I'm beginning to come out right. So that's 3 stages, just like knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, sometimes one may choose hell because it becomes more comfortable for them, but then the understanding is off. Now, I want to, talk a little bit about understanding before my time runs up. I don't, when we say do the knowledge, it's like do the knowledge. If I'm doing the knowledge to this book, which is a great book, by the way, I've just started reading it. And I'm doing the knowledge and I'm reading this book, right? These words in here is someone else's wisdom. This is someone else's wisdom, and I'm reading their wisdom. I'm doing the knowledge to the wisdom, right? And now that I've learned to use my wisdom as means of judgment or discernment, I can come up with my own understanding. That means I don't sit back at the church or wherever you may sit back at Bible study or whatnot. And I'm not bashing, I'm just saying, like, do the knowledge to that. Are you really getting an understanding for yourself? Are you getting their understanding? They're telling you what the scriptures say. Are you reading it for yourself and bringing forth that understanding? Always do the knowledge. The law told us that we can't do the wisdom before we do the knowledge. It's like I can't build a house unless I know how to build it. Unless I know how to take the ruler, which is 12 inches, as a guideline to cut. So always do the knowledge before you do the wisdom. That way you don't have to go through hell. Take it from me, I know. Sometimes we learn the hard way. So that's all I got. Peace.